Probably shouldn't lick it.
I'm licking the pop filter. It's a podcast.
It's Morbin time.
It's Morbin time.
Have you not seen the tweets?
Oh, about Morbius? Is this
Yeah.
a Morbius thing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
This has
dude.
been all over Twitter.
Yeah, dude. It's all about the Morbs or whatever. It's won as many Oscars as Titanic, you know?
Really?
No, of course
No,
not.
I was like, wait,
Of course
what?
not.
Oh, wait, no, it hasn't been out long enough. Why would I? I'm like, hold on a second.
And that is the cold open of the Brothers Game podcast.
As usual.
With me, Nikolai.
And me, Brian. Hello.
Hello. It's a podcast about Morbius.
No, it's not.
Brr, I'm Jared Leto. Brr. I didn't see it.
Me either. So, yeah, it won't be about
Neither
Morbius.
did anyone else, apparently. I did see that. I watched that there Doctor Strange, though. That was good.
Yeah.
We probably haven't recorded since then, have we?
No, I think we talked about it in the last
really?
episode.
Gosh,
actually,
I should probably listen to the podcast. I have no idea what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
just in case we talked about that,
Anyway, it was
we're just
good,
going to
whatever.
move on.
I did watch Moon Knight
Yes.
since then. That's new. I finally watched that. And I like Moon Knight already
Yeah.
when going into it. So it was very good.
We also both saw
Very much
Obi-Wan.
liked it. Well, the first 2 episodes of
Yeah,
Obi-Wan.
I mean, that's all that's out
Yeah.
as of recording. So,
I think it's like weekly, though.
Yeah.
Going to be more episodes, so pretty soon. I was not thrilled with the first 2 episodes, but
oh, okay.
yeah.
I thought they were pretty good.
It's a great start. I'm looking forward to more, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I also haven't watched the shows like you have. I have not seen.
Oh, yeah. You
I
haven't
didn't watch Clone Wars and stuff.
Yeah.
so
So some of the stuff is not going to hit as hard for you.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's the thing is sometimes it can be hard to recommend Clone Wars because it's pretty long and
It's very.
it's one of
long.
those shows that takes a little bit of time to get good.
Yeah,
I think it gets much better as it goes along, but it doesn't necessarily start super strong. So
yeah. How many seasons is it? Do you remember?
it's like 5 or something, but
thought
it's
it-
not like
I thought it was like 7.
well, so like it isn't 5 full length seasons.
Okay.
So yeah.
Whatever. Whatever. Welcome to the TV podcast where we talk about TV
Yeah.
shows. Brian, have you played a ding dong video game?
I sure have. I've been playing Paper Mario.
What? And I've been playing Pokemon. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Are you telling me we're going to talk about Paper Mario and Pokemon?
It's possible.
Whoa! That's never happened.
Yeah, we never do that.
Where do you want to start?
Okay, so in Paper Mario, so to recap, I have been doing a 3 BP run.
Did you mention this already?
Yes.
On the previous? Right. You
Yeah.
started this.
Yep.
Okay.
I maxed out my HP and FP.
Okay. What is
I
what is the
forgot
max?
that the cap is 50.
50? Yeah. Okay.
So
Can you still use HP plus badges?
maybe I haven't even tried actually.
So could you go up to 55?
I guess.
I don't know.
I
don't know.
I'll try it.
Never tried it.
So the last 2 times I leveled up, I had to put it into BP, but I'm
Yeah.
just not using more than 3 now.
Right. You just got to limit yourself.
Stay in the spirit of the playthrough.
Yeah, for sure.
So I've just the whole time I've just used nothing but power jump, quake hammer, and close call.
Okay. No. Yeah.
I've not used anything else.
That's all right.
And I beat the Crystal King, and I'm in the middle of Bowser's Castle now.
Sweet. Wow. You're almost done. What has been the hardest thing?
So the hard thing is that my damage output feels very limited.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So like
Your party members are probably doing more than you, right?
in some cases, sure. Bo can do 10 damage with fan smack if
Right,
the
if they
enemy
know.
has no defense.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Which I guess I didn't really think about before. I'm min-maxing with my party members a little more than I ever used to.
Yeah,
And like
definitely.
realizing who is best in which situations.
Definitely.
Because sometimes I just kind of used whoever I liked, but
Yeah.
also, so like I used to use Bombette a lot, and I didn't really at
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
all in this playthrough hardly
It is-
because
It's not very good.
in almost every situation where she is good, there is a better party member to
Yeah.
do that same thing. So
Aw,
yeah.
poor Bombette.
but I've always liked Bombette. So
Oh, definitely.
and yeah, I was afraid that I might lose against the Crystal King because I had no healing items and I didn't have full star power.
Yeah, that sucks.
But also, most of the I haven't really used any Star Spirit abilities except Starstorm.
Yeah,
I haven't used
Okay.
any of the others
Okay.
basically.
I love Starstorm, so I'm biased.
I mean, I never really
use it all the
did use
time.
most of them anyway, but I would use Smooch to get a quick 20 or 30
Yeah, for sure.
HP. I used I
20.
spammed refresh. I used refresh all the
Yeah.
time before, but I have so much HP and FP now that I just
Doesn't matter. And what's
just
5?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly. 5 is kind of meaningless. Whereas when you're like when you have a max of 15 of each, you
yeah.
refresh is a lot more important. Yeah.
It's a third of it instead of
Yeah, exactly.
whatever. Yeah.
Instead of a tenth of it.
Yep. Totally understandable.
Yeah. But I beat the Crystal King on the first try. I always use Lackluster.
Oh yeah.
I used to always pronounce it Lakylester because like it's La and then there's Kile and then stir.
I do. That is how I recall it being said.
Yeah.
But that's because I was a kid and you were playing the game.
Right. And then it wasn't until later on that I realized, oh, it's probably Lackluster.
Yeah.
Now, frankly, I've never heard an official pronunciation, so
Right.
I could still be wrong. I
Ask
could be wrong
Miyamoto.
in both cases. But yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it'd be interesting to see what his name
Lackluster.
is in hiragana or katakana.
Yeah. What his Japanese
and-
name is? Probably
and then
totally
it's-
different.
Yeah. Oh, it could. Yeah, it could be
Yeah.
completely different, and then you just have to ask Nintendo of America.
His name
hey,
is-
what is his?
His name is
actual-"
Shinji.
Yeah.
That's it's completely different. No joke. He's just a guy.
What is Charizard in Japanese? Lizardon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Lizardon. Super cool. You know what Pikachu is? Mm-hmm. Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the same.
Yeah, Huff and Puff was fairly easy. In both cases, I used Lackluster because I think he has the cheapest AOE attack.
Ah.
It's only 4 FP to hit all enemies, regardless of whether they're in the air or on the ground.
Right.
And with Huff and Puff, you want to do that. I mean, if you're not doing it the way where you beat him in 3 turns,
Right.
If you're just playing
The
normal
speedrunner
and you
method.
aren't doing any speedrun tactics, he spawns all these little tiny
Right.
clouds, and then
Yeah.
if he eats them, he regains health, and so you want to take out as many as you can so that
Definitely. Regains the least amount of health possible.
because I have so much FP, I've been able to spam party member moves much more than usual, and like some of them are pretty good. So
Yeah. Especially when used 3 times in a row. Yeah.
a lot of the like higher cost ones I just never wound up using because I was
Yeah.
too conservative with my FP. But
So it's like 6 or 7 FP. You're like, no
but
way.
now that I have no badges to spend it on, basically no badge abilities,
Yeah.
I wind up using a lot of it on my party member abilities, and they
Makes more sense. Yeah.
some of them are pretty good.
Yeah. Do you use Sushi's Tidal Wave much?
Only against fiery enemies.
Oh, okay.
Enemies that are double
Still pretty
weak-
good. That's pretty good.
Get bonus damage from water.
Right.
Otherwise, if I'm using an AoE attack, it's probably either Air Raid
Oh,
from
yeah.
Paracarry or Spiny Surge with
The
Lackluster.
aforementioned Lackluster one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What about are you going for 100% otherwise?
No.
Or just whatever?
I've tried. I have gone out of my way to get a decent number of badges and star pieces, but
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to 100% this playthrough.
Yeah. I mean, it's just for fun, really.
It might be one of the first playthroughs where I hit max level. I've only hit max level like twice ever, and I've beaten this game many times. So, but most of the time, it's just not necessary.
Yeah. No, not at all. Yeah. I don't think I've ever hit max level either.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would think near the end you would just have to, like, I don't know, grind on the golden daisies.
Oh
the
yeah,
Amazy
Amazy Daisies. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because like I think so. I think I fought more enemies than usual in this playthrough. because I felt like I was over leveled a lot of times because of how few star points I would get from each fight. I'm like, okay, I'm only getting 2 star points per enemy in this area, which means I'm probably 1 level higher than I normally would be
level
when I get to this area. So that happened a few times, at least in the early levels.
Yeah. Yeah. When you start to get 1 star point each, you're like, okay, I am over leveled for this area. That's for sure. Yeah, definitely.
Also, I don't know what happened, but I'm not as good at evading enemies as I used to be.
Like
I don't
in
know
the overworld?
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't know what happened, but like I've
Out of
really
practice,
struggled.
old man.
Yeah, I've really struggled at evading enemies. I'm usually able to evade most of them. That's like how I beat the game at a really low level. Is I just don't fight anything. But it seems like every time I try to run around an enemy, it just runs right into me.
Wow. Messed up.
And then I'm really feeling not having Dodge Master.
Oh yeah. You're like, I suck at the action command,
Yeah.
turns out. That's messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I would just use like damage dodge. I would just have one of those on.
Oh,
just
and
never,
nothing
and
else?
never use anything else or something. I don't know.
I can't give up power jump. I've never not had power jump ever.
Like, it's just on 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And Quake Hammer.
Yeah.
Now, I would rather have Power Quake.
Right.
But,
but that's 2. So
I guess I could have Power Quake instead of Close Call. I have enough health. I'm not sure I need
no, it's
Close
all
Call.
about power rush and you just peril through the whole game. You just
Mega Rush, you
Mega
mean, then?
rush, yeah. Just peril your way through it.
Yeah.
They can't hit you if you kill them in 1 hit.
Yeah, but when there's 4 of them.
No. Yeah. That's why you just use repel gel every turn. Every turn. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
I know there's a limited amount in the game. Just do it.
Mega Rush, and then get multi mounts and just.
Yep. Just bonk, bonk.
Yeah.
There you go. Boom. Easy.
It's funny. Anytime there's 2 or more enemies, I'm like in AoE mode. Like, okay, how do I damage as many enemies with as much damage as possible? I'm always like trying to work out the best way to do
some
that.
optimal thing. Yeah. And sometimes the math just doesn't add up and you got to just kill them one at a time.
Yeah.
And it's very painful.
But like, so that's part of why Cooper is my most used party member.
Oh, because
By far, because especially early
cheap
game, like
shell shot,
anytime there's turtle enemies of any kind, or enemies with shells of any kind, Quake Hammer followed by Power Shell.
Yeah.
Repeat as necessary.
Yeah, and just do that over and over. 5 FP a turn, but it works.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
5 FP and 5 damage.
Yep.
1 damage per FP.
Yep. That's the thing about Quake Hammers. It doesn't scale with your hammer.
No.
So late game, 2 damage is nothing. It's just when the enemies have 12 health.
At that point, it's just a tool to get shelled enemies on their backs or to get ceiling enemies to fall down.
Yeah. Vital for the bats. Yeah, they're very annoying.
But yeah, that's
As a kid, anytime I saw the bats in the Crystal Castle, I would just use Starstorm every time.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to deal with
I've
them.
abused Starstorm. Like, I've always used it a lot. I've used it more in this playthrough than ever.
As a kid, I used it a ton. I think I just thought it looked cool, so I just did it a lot. But
yeah, calling all stars.
yeah, calling all stars. So let's talk about that real quick. In the game, if you played Paper Mario, what's his name? Scalar?
Yeah.
Right? He comes down and he opens his mouth. He's like, bah, 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 opens his mouth. And so you probably started it as when we were kids, right? Or did I say it first?
Maybe. I might have.
One of us. I was very young. So, but anyway, we would always go, calling all stars, calling all stars. It's like such a dumb kid thing a kid would do. But anyway, so I think about it every time.
Yeah. But I mean, I was 12 when I first played this game. So
Yeah.
you were
I was
5.
an itty bitty baby.
Yeah, you were 5.
We were 7 years apart. So yes. Yeah.
Yep.
Good times.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's where I'm at in Paper Mario.
That's it. What level are you? Do you even know?
I don't remember because you can only, as far as I can tell, you can only see it on the save file screen.
The pause menu says it.
Does it really? I can't remember ever
There's a
seeing
little
it on
stat
there.
block on the first page.
I'll have to look for it.
I think it just says like Mario and then a number,
Yeah.
like Mario 27 or whatever. I think the max level's like 25 or something.
Or maybe 30.
It's not a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even remember what it is though. I don't know if you can level past your upgrades. Like if you can get everything max and then keep leveling up for no reason.
Yeah, I wonder if I can't remember because I think I've only hit max level actually one time, and
Yeah. I've never done it.
and it's
so
been years, so I don't remember what happened once I got to that point.
I'll have to look that up later because
Yeah.
I'm very curious. I totally forget how that's done. Yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yep.
Well, that's very nice.
How's Pokemon going for you?
Oh, Pokemon. You know how it is. Really quick, I wanted to mention on a few episodes ago, you mentioned me and Super Mario Sunshine speedruns.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
I was, of course, very interested. And I'm like, because I've never speed ran a game.
Right.
And so I looked into the world of Sunshine speedruns, and it is a big world.
Oh, okay.
There is quite a lot to it. There
Yeah,
are
because I remember that night I went and just looked up on the speedrun website,
Right.
and the times made no sense to me because
Yeah.
I'm like, like I was like, okay, this must involve a bunch of glitches because like
Tons
you
of
couldn't
skips.
physically get from one end of the world to the other in this time.
Yeah, the amount of skips you can do is absolutely insane. Basically, there's a glitch to get inside Corona Mountain,
Yeah.
which is the final level of the game, and so that of course will just end the game basically.
I've noticed a lot of games don't have a glitchless category.
Yeah, and I find that interesting. Sunshine does have a lot of categories though.
Yeah.
Like a lot, where it's like, beat everything with at least this many shine
Shine
sprites.
sprites, yeah.
So on. There's like challenge speed runs also that are common, like specific to not using certain nozzles, or there's one called like Peachless or something,
Okay.
which is I saw this video about, it's the most absurd category there is in Mario Sunshine. Basically, you have to beat the game without Princess Peach getting kidnapped, which happens at the
Okay.
beginning of the game.
Interesting.
So, and it is very difficult. It takes many hours because of weird jumps you have to make. You basically can't enter a level,
Okay.
but you have to get to Corona Mountain. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
And so then I found a challenge speed run to watch by the same guy, Small Ant, who I'd watched a few times do Pokemon runs. He speed runs a lot of different games. He's like a master of Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
So he does a lot of
Interesting.
challenge runs in that. But he did a Mario Sunshine hoverless run,
Okay.
beating the game without the hover nozzle.
Wow.
Completely without the hover nozzle. And that only included a couple glitches, actually. He did quite a few real levels,
Yeah.
just never using the hover nozzle.
Wow.
But he is not a master of Sunshine. So actually, that was fun to watch somebody who didn't know the game that well.
Oh, huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
he kind of just did it for fun.
Oh,
But I was like, that's such a world I don't know if I want to get into. Like the intricacies of pulling off those glitches and stuff is a bit daunting.
yeah.
But I'll look more into it.
It might. So,
sure.
like, when it comes to like speedrunning Pokemon Red, for instance,
Yeah.
like it would be kind of interesting to see what time I could get, but like I don't think I'd be anywhere near the leaderboard, and
Right.
I'm not ever gonna try And also, it's not really a way to play Pokemon that I really enjoy anyway. So I just don't see myself doing that. I'd rather keep trying to beat my own personal record for how fast to just beat the game, just playing normally.
Yeah, it's like to me it takes a lot of the fun out of games a little bit. Even watching Small Ant do Odyssey playthroughs, it's like trying to play the game in the least fun way possible.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that's not fun at all.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And the plus the time dedication
Yeah.
to speedrunning a game. Gosh, yeah, I don't know. Next time I do next time I like play through Sunshine, which I kind of want to do soon anyway, I might just implement some techniques and see how quickly I can finish the game.
Yeah.
Just sort of normally, like actually playing levels.
Yeah, just
and
doing a glitchless speed
Yeah.
run, yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be interesting. I'll definitely look into that.
Yeah, I find glitchless speedruns to personally be a lot more interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, like I remember watching Strider's glitchless Paper Mario speedrun, which was very entertaining.
Yeah.
And under 4 hours
Nice.
to finish. I'm like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's really impressive.
That is just amazing.
I'm not sure I could get under 8 hours.
Yeah,
So
seriously.
Yeah.
He also put out like a Word document of the entire strategy and the exacts of the when you need to get like down to when you get coins
Wow.
for things later on, the stuff like that, right? Like it's super in depth. And I remember doing it. I like tried it
Right,
to the best of my ability. Lost made little mistakes that cost like 30 minutes of
Wow.
time. You go, wow, okay, yeah, I get it now. So I think my best time was about 6 hours.
Wow.
That was just one try basically. And I did like save and quit a couple times, which is against the rules basically. You
Yeah.
have to do it all in one run. So that kind of made it way easier.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it'd be a fun thing to keep trying. But
It is a game that you can like if you have all day to play, you can definitely beat it in a day.
definitely,
Even without any special speedrun
Right.
tactics. If
Yeah,
you're just,
and just
straight
change-
playing the game and
just changing a few little things, it cuts hours out.
Yeah.
If you do certain things or just skip things that I would never skip.
Right.
You know. So yeah, it was definitely interesting. Like you don't level up all your party members.
Yeah,
stuff
I was
like
good
that.
at that's exactly what
Yeah.
I was
There's
just
quite a bit
thinking
you can
like,
just skip.
oh yeah, I mean like especially because there are party members you wind up just not really using
Yeah.
much. Like after a certain point, I don't think I'd even use Goombario or Bombette
Right.
at all.
Oh,
So
not at
like,
all,
what's
yeah.
the point in Ultra upgrading
Actually, I
them?
think Goombario is important in the speed run.
Oh,
Like
interesting.
you use him a good amount.
Okay.
I forget why. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
This was years ago. I did this,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, it's very cool. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever really be good at speed running,
Yeah.
but it's fun to watch.
Yeah.
Speaking of, I watched getting back into Pokemon, and I'll talk about what I've been playing. But I watched a Small Ant challenge run of Pokemon Fire Red, and he said this is the too many rules run
Okay.
where you couldn't evolve Pokemon.
Okay.
Period. You could not catch Pokemon
Okay.
with Pokeballs. Specifically,
Okay,
you
so-
could not use Pokeballs.
So just like
You can receive Pokemon.
I was going to say you can fill in the blanks for me, but I'm just thinking like, okay, so you get your starter. Obviously, you
Yep.
can be.
Yep.
There are certain NPCs that give you Pokemon. There are
the Eevee and Celadon.
yeah, like the
Cerulean,
Eevee and
but you can't
Celadon.
evolve Pokemon, so it's just an Eevee.
Yeah. But yeah, like what else is there?
Old Amber for an Aerodactyl.
Oh right, yeah, okay.
You're given a Lapras at the end of Rocket Hideout,
Yeah, and
or Silph Co. I mean,
yeah,
I think.
Silph Co.
So there's a few. There's a couple. no healing items. Like ever.
Dang.
Like ever.
Wow.
Uh,
Oh, that would be an interesting challenge for me to do. Just do a no healing items run.
yeah. Imagine the Elite Four.
Yikes.
Because you can't heal in between the
I'd
Elite
have to
Four.
grind so much.
You cannot
Oh, that
heal in
sounds
between the Elite
awful.
Four. No TMs.
So no good moves.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope. Just the moves they learn.
Wow.
Obviously, the HMs are fine. So
Yeah. Oh, good. I get surf then.
you do get surf, thankfully. And I think there was another rule too. Like that wasn't even all of it.
Yeah.
But
I know
that's
of-
enough.
I know of there's a certain type of run people do where, and one of the rules is you can only save in Pokemon centers,
Oh, I like that. That's actually interesting
which I mean,
because that's not crazy.
yeah,
But-
which this must not be a speed run thing because you wouldn't be saving anyway if it was a speed run, but
Right.
and
Yeah, I
you know
think
what's
that was
funny
it.
though is I used to only save in Pokemon centers because of Pokemon Stadium, because if you saved in a Pokemon center, then you could put the game into the Game Boy pack and like read the data
Oh,
within the
interesting.
game. You couldn't do that if you didn't save in a Pokemon center.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
And so
That's
like
so
that just
weird.
became a de facto save point for me.
That is so weird.
And I think that might be part of why some people think why that can be a rule sometimes, or like I think some people probably think like that, like,
That it's
oh,
just- that's
a
where you
Pokemon
save.
Center is like the de facto save point.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still kind of do that even in newer Pokemon games.
It's so funny. I saw a meme about Pokemon players, basically, and it was like, "What sort of Pokemon player are you?" And it showed 3 different places you can save the game,
Oh.
and that's at Nurse Joy, like at the counter,
Uh-huh.
in the middle of the Pokeball in the Pokemon Center, that's on the floor, or one step outside the Pokemon Center in the overworld. It's
Interesting.
like because those are the 3 places people save the game, basically. I'm like, okay, there you go.
So I was a Pokeball guy.
Yep. I figured.
I mean, in Gen 1 there it wasn't there, but
Right.
like 2
In the middle
steps
of
in
the
front of
Pokemon
the
Center.
counter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a one step outside the Pokemon Center, always.
If I was saving outside
outside.
a Pokemon Center, it was 1 step outside. Yeah.
Yep. So
Unless I was just saving randomly in the overworld.
right,
But yeah.
and I do that sometimes, but typically it's outside the Pokemon Center. Yeah. So there you go. Classic Pokemon stuff.
I'd love to try Pokemon Kaizo. I just hear that's
I don't really know what Pokemon Kaizo is. I only know Kaizo Mario. So
from what I remember,
specifically, is that
it's
what is that?
like in addition to things like harder AI and stuff like that, I think they like moved the maps around, so there's like mazes all over the place too.
Oh,
So it's like really hard
annoying.
to like find your way too.
Yeah, that sounds really annoying.
Yeah.
Nice, lovely,
Yeah, I expect it to be like painful.
infuriating.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, but you should try maybe a no healing item.
But yeah, no, like
That'd
those
be
are
fun.
like some really easy to do challenges that don't require me downloading any special
Right.
ROMs or
Just
anything. And
your own rules, basically. Yeah, and it was great because his bags were just empty all the time
Yeah.
because you didn't have to buy any healing item. No held items either.
Yeah.
Not allowed.
Which
it
is
was-
easky to do in Gen 1. There aren't any.
Yeah. Well, and this was Fire Red, so
Right.
there was, but it was so funny. He got like there's like a bit where he is given the Master Ball in Silphco. He's like, "What the heck is it? What am I gonna do with this?" Immediately goes to his bag and tosses it. He's like, "I don't know. What am I gonna do with this crap?
Oh, yeah, because he can't catch
Yeah.
Pokemon.
What do I need this for?" Tosses it.
I guess you don't even really need money at that point,
Yeah,
except for maybe escape ropes. I don't know. Do those, are you even allowed to use escape ropes?
Nope. But, well, I guess you could, but I never remember him doing it. But yeah, repels, I guess, would be useful.
Yeah.
But he used his money to buy Game Corner coins because that's not catching a Pokemon either.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
that's true.
He
Yeah.
got the Game Corner Abra, but not to use an Abra. He traded it.
For Mr.
For
Mime?
Mr. Mime.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mime carried. Like,
Really?
He was what a beast.
That's interesting because Mr. Mime's stats suck.
I know, but it just worked, man. He was like the MVP.
Yeah.
But then until he got Lapras. The Lapras was the MVP.
Oh, well, yeah. Lapras is a freaking
What a
tank.
goat, dude. It's
Lapras is hard to kill.
it's strong and unkillable. It's slow, but
It's got
it's
so
worth
much
it.
health and special,
Yeah.
and its defense isn't bad either.
Its special defense is fantastic in the Fire Red, obviously. Yeah, that was the goat for sure. Yeah, I think he did the Elite Four second try.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty good. Half of his team was level 60 when he got to the Elite Four. The other half was like 40-ish.
Yeah.
So yeah. Except for he also had a level 15 Ammonite on his team that he did not use at all.
Yeah, I mean, you won't have had any time to level it up by then.
The Aerodactyl was a beast though too.
Oh, yeah.
Aerodactyl's very good though. So
Huh.
that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
he's strong.
So, like, unfortunately, like more than half your team is going to have almost no EVs when you get to the Elite Four
Oh,
because
very
they're
true.
all so late game.
Oh, definitely.
Like by the time you get Lapras, you've cleared half the game at least,
Yep.
and then Ammonite and Aerodactyl are even later because that's Cinnabar.
Cinnabar, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think, obviously he just did grinding in the Victory Road, I think, for
Yeah.
quite a while. But yeah.
I really wish
It's time consuming, but
yeah. I really wish the
gotta
levels in Victory Road were higher.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
It would just make grinding
for
up to the
grinding.
Elite Four a lot easier.
Yeah.
'Cause
Or at least if there were wild chances there,
Yeah.
that would be great.
Yeah. Instead of having to wait for Cerulean Cave.
If you could just go to Cerulean Cave
Yeah.
before the Elite 4
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Actually, yeah, that'd be great.
So yeah, but very entertaining. Obviously, I really like watching those challenge runs.
It's funny though. I remember, so I was doing a playthrough where I was catching every Pokemon that I could catch in a single playthrough, which is about 125.
Good amount, yeah.
The last Pokemon I needed was Dragonite. I had a Dragonair,
Yeah.
but it evolves at level 50.
Yeah.
And so you have
Yeah,
to
it
grind for a long time.
Yeah, it
and so I
does.
was in Cerulean Cave grinding for a bit. It was not super efficient.
Mm-hmm.
So instead, I just went and fought the Elite Four like 10 times.
Yeah.
That did the trick.
That'll do it, man. That's awesome.
And it was cool. Once Dragonair actually evolved, Dragonite was obviously a beast. And
Yeah. Oh yeah.
because when it,
I
when
mean,
it
if a
was,
snowflake hits him, he'll die instantly.
Yeah.
But he's very strong otherwise.
right. That's why you don't use them against Lorelei ever.
Yes.
But, yeah, like the Dragonair was not very useful. And so like I'd have him out and then switch and then
Oh yeah.
put him out and then switch just like I do. But then once he was Dragonite, like he could just carry himself.
Yeah. Definitely. But he's so cute and goofy.
Yeah.
I just had a thought. I want to get a Dragonite and name it Pooh.
Okay.
Because he reminds me of Pooh
Winnie
Bear
the
a little
Pooh.
bit. he's jolly. He seems jolly.
Yeah.
Dragonite seems like he'd eat a lot of honey.
Mm-hmm.
So, Brian, I have a
Yes.
game system sitting in front of me.
Yes.
I don't think we've mentioned this on
No,
the
we have
podcast.
not because it was not yet your birthday
Yes.
when we.
So you bought me a beautiful thing. Mm-hmm. I'm holding this very small device in my hands.
Yes.
You got me a Game Boy Micro
Indeed, I did.
because you had a lot of store credit at a retro gaming store.
I sure did.
Thank God, because this was almost $300.
Uh huh.
So thank you.
Yep.
It's so insanely cool. It's as
Yeah.
good as I wanted it to be. So I've wanted one for a while, just because I love the Game Boy Advance era in general. I have a really nice SP. I have like a nice custom case on it and stuff. But I just love the compactness of this, and I just like Nintendo's weirder consoles.
Yeah.
And this was one of those things. If you don't know anything about it, this came out like a year into the Nintendo DS. Like it had no reason to exist.
Yeah.
It's purely,
It's one of
I don't know
those
why
things
they
that
do
came
it.
out and everybody was like, why?
yeah. I don't know why they do it. Do you remember when the Wii Mini came out? Do you remember that?
No, I didn't. I've
Do
never
you know
heard
about
of
the
this.
Wii Mini?
I don't know anything about this. What?
It's a
What is the
Wii
Wii
that
Mini?
was like $100. There was it's like a cheap Wii. This was like a year and a half into the Wii U, I think.
Okay.
And it's like this big, and it's black with a red rim around it.
Okay.
And the whole thing opens up and you put a disc in it. It looks like a tiny DVD player.
Weird.
You don't even know this
I've
exists.
never even heard of this. I've never even seen it.
Classic Nintendo. So it's the Game Boy Micro of the Wii.
Wow.
Hang on, let me find this. I believe it's called the Wii Mini. Yes, that is what it's called. This might jog your memory when you actually see it, but
Okay.
I mean, this is real. That's the Wii Mini.
Okay, no, I don't
You've never
recognize
seen
that
this
at
in your
all.
life. So it's classic Nintendo.
Yeah.
They were like, hey, if you still want a Wii for some reason, here's a cheaper version,
Yeah.
basically. Now that the Wii U's been out for over a year or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and its original retail price when it first came out was $99.
Wow.
Like it was just for any household that didn't have a Wii yet, here's your Wii, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, so the whole lid comes up like that and you put the disc in.
Oh, it's very thick. Interesting.
Yeah, it's a little thick.
Uh-huh.
But it's way smaller than the Wii.
Yeah,
for
it's
sure.
small, but it's thick.
Anyway, which I think it's kind of cool, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the Game Boy, or not the Game Boy, but the GameCube ports in it, like the Wii does. But anyway, so it's exactly like the Game Boy Micro, basically. But whereas that is supposed to be cheap, this they like lost money on because its retail was $99, but it's extremely well built, and like it cost a lot for them to produce it. So
Yeah.
apparently they had quite a loss on it because it didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
Which therefore makes it more rare and now very
Yeah,
expensive.
it's like I guess it was supposed to they were supposed to make up for how much it cost to make on volume, and then the volume just didn't come.
happen. But the whole thing is metal, the entire casing of it, as opposed to the sort of cheap feeling Game Boy Advance SP.
Yeah.
Changeable faceplates, which is really cool. Very much like the new Nintendo 3DS.
Yeah.
The L and R buttons and the start and select light up when you're charging it and stuff,
Oh yeah.
which is really cool. It has a headphone jack,
Oh wow.
which the SP doesn't have. And it's insanely small. It's like what, 6x3 maybe?
Yeah.
something?
It's like the real
Inches?
Game Boy Pocket.
Yeah, it's exactly. Like this very easily fits in your pocket and yet feels premium and comfortable to play on at the same time because it's so well made.
Man, I feel bad for the designer of this
know,
product
right?
because they designed a
Great Game Boy
well-built,
Advance.
a well-designed product, and it just nobody cared.
To me, this is the perfect Game Boy Advance. If you want to play Game Boy Advance games only, this is the way to do it.
The screen's just a little small for me.
The screen is very small. It is like, this is a 2-inch screen, which is insane.
Which, like, the Game Boy Color screen wasn't big by any means,
This
but
is
this
smaller
is
than
even
that.
smaller.
So obviously that's a downside, quote unquote, but the brightness on it is very high and changeable, by the way. You
Oh,
can
good.
Turn it up and down. And it's a lot more even than the SPs, I feel like.
Yeah, they probably got the scaling better.
Yeah. And because it's small, it's scaled down a little bit. So the pixels are denser.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
true.
in a side by side with
So it
the
actually
same
looks
game,
better?
it looks way better. The pixels look way better.
It's so funny.
It's insane.
When I play
It's so interesting.
like Visual Boy Advance, I have
Yeah.
the window big enough that the pixel density
Looks
is like
atrocious.
yeah.
Yeah,
It
exactly.
looks awful.
Yeah. So like, and the colors seem more vibrant too. I feel like on the SP it feels a little washed out a
Okay,
little bit, the
yeah.
colors, whereas this looks nice and vibrant to me.
Yeah. I mean,
don't
on
know.
the Game Boy Color, they were really washed out.
Well, definitely, that's for sure. The Advanced SP did come a long way for sure.
It's funny,
but-
like when I go into VBA and I turn on Game Boy colors instead of real colors,
Yeah.
it's like, oh wow, I forgot how washed out the
disgusting.
Game Boy
Yeah,
Color
it looks
was.
disgusting, honestly. So overall, I really like it. Battery life isn't great, but it's rechargeable and everything. And the best part of this is actually the replacement parts. There's like third party. You can get batteries. You can get screen replacements fairly cheaply because they're third party, but they work well apparently. So
Yeah.
that's nice. If it ever craps out at all, you can fix it fairly easily. So Anyway, it's super cool. I'd say the biggest downside is that it only plays Game Boy Advance games. It
yeah.
cannot play Game Boy Color and stuff.
Yeah, and it's like
But-
I think that means it's the only console with Game Boy in its name that can't play original Game Boy games.
Very true. Yes, it is.
Which that could be another reason
Yeah.
why it didn't sell well.
Yeah, that's possible. Not less backwards
Honestly.
compatibility. Yeah. But I have a really nice modded Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
So I don't need this to play a Game Boy game.
That's like that was the thing that was so cool about the original DS is just how it played like
Everything.
every
Yeah.
mobile
It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful
Nintendo
system.
game that had ever been made.
I was looking at the
basically.
retro game store and I saw like an original DS Lite and stuff, and I was like, oh, maybe someday I might get one.
How
Just
much
'cause
are
of
they right now?
$100.
Oh, okay.
They're
They're not-
nothing. They're nothing. Yeah. They made so many of them that
Mm-hmm.
they're not expensive at all. So maybe someday, just because I have a lot of nostalgia for
Yeah.
the DS Lite. That was the good old days. But so what am I playing on this, you might ask?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm playing this totally real Pokemon Emerald. Ooh, I totally spent $170 on it. I didn't. It's a repro. But it's a very good repro that
Yeah.
works very well. So it's been very fun actually. I wanted to give Emerald a chance. Just because people love it so freaking much.
Yeah.
I had played Sapphire before, all the way through, and then I played Alpha Sapphire, obviously. But I think it was watching Small Ant videos
Yeah.
of him playing Emerald. I really like the sprites. I just like some of the feel of it. And so I wanted to give it a try, and I didn't want to spend a lot of money on it. And it was a good excuse to sort of try out the micro a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it, actually. Now, there was a point, like, in the middle where I was not enjoying it.
Okay.
There's a bit near the cycling road in, like, Route 110. That's when the game first opens up a little bit, and you're on a less linear path.
Yeah.
But it's the most grindy Pokemon has ever felt to me. Like, I was way underleveled, I felt like, between my, like, 4 Pokemon or whatever. And I felt like none of them had good moves, except for my Swampert. Like, he's great. He's not Swampert yet, but my Mudkip. That was my starter, obviously. Who else would I pick? I'm not a Blaziken man, you know? But yeah, and that was just kind of annoying. Like, I have a Routes
Yeah.
at this point because I gotta have a Gardevoir. Come on.
Right.
That is one of the nice things. Gen 3 added a lot of good Pokemon.
Yeah.
A lot of good Pokemon in this game. And I'm getting to that point where I'm getting those good Pokemon now.
Yeah.
I wanted to mess with Shedinja and Ninjask.
Oh yeah.
So they were added in this game, and you can get it, and you get a Nincada really early.
Yeah.
Leveling up a Nincada to level 20 is like leveling up a Magikarp.
Yeah.
It is a nightmare. And that may have been why it felt so grindy.
Yeah.
I also had like a Poochyena who is good in theory. Poochyena and he evolves into Mightyena very early.
Right.
It's like level 18 or something, like super early. And it has great physical attack. But did you know in Gen 2 and 3, Dark type is special?
Yes, I did know that.
That means Poochyena frickin' sucks.
Uh-huh.
Always.
Yep.
Forever. He is terrible because his like signature moves are Bite and Crunch, which do nothing because they're special.
Right.
And he has terrible special attack.
Yep.
So I'm like, what were you thinking? Like, were they just future proofing because they knew they were going to split the moves?
Yeah.
I don't
know.
That blew my mind. So I got rid of the Poochyena.
Yeah.
I do not have that on my team anymore. I couldn't believe it. So that was part of the annoyance, probably. Once I did level up my Nincada to level 20, and it evolved into Ninjask, and magically a Shedinja appeared in my party, which I
Yeah.
think is so cool still, that it is the only Pokemon that splits into 2 Pokemon.
Yeah.
that does not happen any other time.
Yeah.
Which is super cool. If you don't know anything about Shedinja, he is the weirdest, coolest Pokemon ever.
Right.
He has an ability called Wonder Guard,
Yep.
a one-of-a-kind ability, I believe. I'm pretty sure there isn't another one. And that makes it so if a move is not super effective against him, it does no damage at all.
Yep.
He cannot be hurt unless it is super effective,
Yeah.
with a couple caveats. You really have to watch out for confusion.
Yeah.
If he gets confused, he can very easily kill himself.
Right.
If you're in a sandstorm, you cannot use him because he will get buffeted and die
yeah.
instantly. Because if you don't know, he has 1 health.
Right.
And you cannot raise it above that at all. HP ups don't work on him, whatever. So if he gets hit, he's dead. Now, this is the first time where the split between physical and special, I'm happy there isn't one.
Yeah.
Because Shedinja is Bug and Ghost. And Ghost is physical
Right.
for some reason.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense.
Doesn't make any sense, but
But
yes.
it makes Shedinja really good.
Yeah.
Because he has great physical attack. That's one of his few good stats. And so very soon, he hasn't learned it yet, but in just a few levels, he'll learn Shadow Ball on his own and just be unstoppable. So very looking forward to that.
Yeah.
He has been fun for sure. He's weak to 5 types, I think, overall. The biggest issue has been Dark.
Yeah.
Because there's quite a few Pokemon that just randomly learn like Feint Attack or something, which has been very annoying.
Yeah.
It was very noticeable in. I'm making my way right, and I get to Norman,
Yeah.
your father, fighting
Yeah,
your
yeah.
father in Gym 5. And he has a Vigoroth and a Slacking, which are tough. Like
Yeah.
they hit hard, and they both know Feint Attack, which is so annoying.
Yeah.
I was gonna try to do like a Ninjask sweep because Ninjask has speed boost,
Right.
and he
I
learns.
have
he's
fallen
good.
prey to this
He's
in Pokemon
good.
Showdown.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And he learns Double Team, and he learns Swords Dance.
Yeah.
Very good moves.
Yes.
So, yeah. So this was my plan. Norman, he sends out a Spinda. Spinda only knows like normal moves. Nothing too crazy. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get to the Spinda. I'm gonna double team 6 times, be at full evasiveness. I'm gonna Swords Dance 3 times, be at full attack, and then just cut or Fury Cutter and sweep their whole team. I got up to 6 double teams. I got up my 3 Swords Dances. I defeated the Spinda. The Vigoroth came out and one-shot my my Ninjask immediately.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, it was a good plan, but it did not work. Did not work out.
So what happened to me in Pokemon Showdown is they would lead with a Ninjask.
Oh yeah,
It
learns Baton Pass at the end of its turn.
Yeah.
So.
So it had
At like level 50 something,
yeah.
it learns Baton
So
Pass.
it would have Baton Pass
Yeah.
and Protect.
Oh gosh, what annoying!
So-
So annoying.
It would use Protect, and then I couldn't hit it, and then it would get a speed boost, and then Protect, speed boost, Protect, speed boost, switch to Conkeldurr, one shot your whole team.
Yep. Just
Because
super fast.
now you've got a
Conkeldurr, yeah.
Conkeldurr who can hit really hard, and it is 3 times speed boost.
Yep,
So
exactly. Yeah, I eventually my Kirlia, I think, took out the Vigoroth, but the slacking was an issue because Kirlia's ability is synchronize, which so it gains the ability.
oh no,
So it had the loafing around ability.
oh no,
That slacking. So I hit really hard with her Psychic. She learned Psychic super early.
right.
And then I loafed around and I was like, oh, I forgot. And then it like one shot Feint attacked me. Anyway, I did beat Norman. I think it was still the first try. But yeah, certainly not an easy battle.
So I've beaten Alpha Sapphire, but I've never actually finished any Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald original game. And it was right around that Cycling Road actually that I stopped like on 2 different playthroughs.
It slows down a lot. Once you get past the 4th gym,
yeah.
picks back up. and it becomes interesting again.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the part where it's really good. I feel
Yeah.
like.
I should play like Ruby or something because I've never played Ruby
Yeah.
or Omega Ruby.
Yeah, why not?
So yeah, maybe I should
Yeah.
maybe that should be my way to finally beat a Gen 3 game.
Yep. And what was exciting for me is after the 4th gym, you get the Go goggles, so you can go in the sandstorm area.
Oh yeah.
And that's where Trapinch is.
Yep.
And you know, I love my boy Trapinch. Flygon is one of my favorite Pokemon. So he's finally on my team. Great to have. And you have the Dig TM by then. So
Yeah.
he gets Dig immediately. Very
Nice.
helpful. And he's been leveling up really fast too. Oh, one of the best parts of this game, which I thought was so cool, you can get the EXP share after after the 3rd gym, I think,
Oh yeah.
really early. And so the way that works is it's a held item, and whether the Pokemon fights in the battle or not, it gets half the XP.
Yeah.
Basically, as if you were like Switch training it.
Uh-huh.
So I gave that to Trapinch because he was a little underleveled, and he's now shot up in the team. So
Yeah, I think in Gen
It's super
6, I would use it to so if I wanted a Pokemon to get even more EXP, I'd give it the EXP share and then switch out with it
yeah.
so that it would get like 2/3 EXP or something.
Oh, really? Is that how that works?
There is one generation where it works that way.
Interesting.
The way it works has changed a lot from
Yeah,
one
I
generation
think it changes
to the next.
every generation.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I like now that it's just all your Pokemon just get EXP.
Yep.
Just they all get the full amount. Just whatever.
All the time. Whatever. Who cares?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so plans for the rest of my team. I'm actually gonna drop Ninjask, I think.
Oh, okay.
Mostly because it doesn't learn any good moves. Like pretty much at all. I'm pretty much at his best moves already.
Yeah.
Just attacking wise.
That's an unfortunate limitation, especially
Yeah.
in the earlier gens, is just move sets.
If he learned X Scissor, I'd be happy to keep him.
Yeah.
But that doesn't exist. So
Right.
unfortunate. But it gives me a chance to use more of the cool Pokemon that Gen 3 added. I'm about to get an Absol.
Nice. I love Absol.
Absol is obviously super cool. Great physical attack, but decent special also. So I'm going to catch until it has a plus special attack nature, just to nurture that because it's dark type, obviously.
Yeah.
But I also want it to be, it's going to be my ice type because it can learn a lot of moves in this
Yeah.
game. It can learn all the fire moves, all the electric moves, all the ice moves. Like he could have Thunder, Fire Blast, and Blizzard if you wanted.
Yeah. So like,
I just
So-
love being able to have that spread, you know?
yeah. So like with like Nidoqueen or
Yeah.
something where you get to have
Just
like
a ton.
Thunderbolt and
I think Gengar
Surf
was like
and-
that too.
Yeah.
My Gardevoir she's not a Gardevoir yet, but my Kirlia has Thunderbolt,
Yeah.
which is fantastic because her special's amazing, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have Absol, which will have Dark. It learns Slash too, which will be good to have
Yeah.
because it's got good physical. And I'll have Ice Beam as well. And then I'm gonna catch my beautiful Baggin because Salamence was
Yeah.
added in this generation.
Yep.
One of my in my top 6 in my top 6 perfect team.
You can
So
you can have an ultimate showdown of Salamence versus Salamence in the Elite Four.
exactly. So I'm gonna get that, and I'll probably give him Flamethrower just to have some fire coverage. So I'll have a very cool team.
Yeah.
And I'll have 2 dragon types, but those are my 2 favorite dragon types.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'll have a very, very cool team.
Well, and Dragon was getting better as by
Yeah,
Gen
definitely.
3's time.
I
So.
think Outrage is in this game. Yeah, it has quite a few good Dragon Claw, Dragon Breath are all in this.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I was just doing, I needed the Ice Beam TM for my Absol. And of course, the only way to get the Ice Beam TM is the game corner in Mauville City. And so I'm like, okay, what am I going to do here? So I looked at how many coins. It costs 4,000 coins for the Ice Beam TM. it is 10,000 polka dollars for 500 coins.
Wow.
I only had 50,000 on me at that time, so I was only able to buy 2,500 coins.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, how do I get money in this game? And I found out that after you beat the 5th gym, which I happen to just have done, you can go back all the way back to Little Root and tell your mom that you beat your dad, and she'll be very proud of you, and she'll give you the amulet coin, which is a fantastic held item that gives you like a ton more money per trainer battle. Mm-hmm. So I went down and got that, and then on my way back up to Mauville, I just talked to every trainer, and a ton of them wanted to rebattle.
Oh yeah.
Which I totally sort of forgot was a thing.
Yeah.
Is rebattling trainers. I guess I'm just too used to early gens. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because you even get that in Gen 2, but I think you have to add their phone number.
Yeah. Yeah. And in this, it's in this, they get added whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I learned quickly that I don't want to do that because they'll call you constantly.
And that happens in this game. They'll be like, hey, I just caught a Magikarp. Okay, bye. See you later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I hated that.
Like, shut up.
I forget which game. It was one of the ones I played fairly recently, but where you're like rival person just calls you constantly with like completely
my gosh.
Things that are not relevant at all.
Was that in Gen 4? Was that
I think
Brilliant
it might have
Diamond?
been. I think it might have been Dawn that does that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Maybe not. Probably not though, because I don't remember Dawn literally doing anything.
It's like the blonde kid, right? In Gen 4, that's your real rival.
Right. But I mean, so it wasn't like the rival character; it was the other character.
Okay.
But I forget which game it was. But yeah,
I feel that.
Just call you like I'm about to go into like the confrontation with the rocket leader or whatever, and then they call me about like, hey, I just caught a Magikarp or something. It's like, why are you bothering with me with this right now?
I'm a little busy here. Yeah. So in the end, I got plenty of money just by rebattling trainers to get that. So I have that, and that is good.
Cool.
So that's where I'm at right now. It's definitely picked up again a little bit. So that's nice. That's nice.
Sometimes getting through a slump in a game can be difficult.
Yeah, it happens.
But it's often worth it.
Yeah.
Just depends on the game. Sometimes you realize it wasn't just a slump, it was just a bad game. But
wah wah.
Yeah.
What's the worst game you've played recently?
Recently?
Yeah. Brilliant Diamond?
Yeah, I guess. Or Shining Pearl.
Got him. Oh yeah, I guess you played my Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
I always think of you having just the other version that I have. So yeah, that's all right.
Yeah.
This is like the only game I've been playing. Pretty much is this Emerald. So
yeah, Paper Mario is the only thing I've been playing lately.
Yeah.
Pretty much ever since I beat Pokemon Arceus.
Oh yeah. Legends Arceus.
Yeah, I still have a stack of unplayed games that is just waiting for me, but I haven't. I'll go and pick it up, and I'll just be like, not right now.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like part of me wants to, and then the other part just isn't.
I really need to finish. I really need to finish Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I still didn't finish that. Because that's a very good game.
With all these games that I have, I really want to like dive in and like just start the game and keep playing it until I finish it.
Yeah.
And I'm not ready for that level of commitment.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't want to get burnt out immediately either.
Yeah. Because like I don't feel that need to commit with something like Paper Mario or Pokemon.
Yeah.
I can just start it and then
just playing it
and then just stop playing whenever. And I know I won't forget anything because like I've played it for 20 years. So like even if I don't remember what exactly I was doing when I get back to it, I might just go, I'll just start over and it's no big deal. Because for one thing, I can finish the game in 10 hours. So,
So true.
Whereas like, dedicating the time to a 40-hour plus game and like making sure that you don't have any breaks that are longer than a couple of days.
I know, because then you'll just never touch it again.
Yeah.
Yep. Dude, I missed like one day in Animal Crossing. Mm-hmm. I restarted my island. I haven't played it in weeks.
Yeah.
Because like you set it down for one day, I swear, and you just never play that game again.
Yeah.
Sucks. I'm also busy.
Yeah.
Thank God we're working a lot. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
But-
Good. It's good to be busy because that means you're making money. And
Oh, hey,
yeah.
your best friend works with you now.
Yeah. Yeah. He starts next week.
Yeah, you don't
That'll
need.
be cool.
Yeah, we won't talk about too many life details, but
Yeah.
that's super cool. Your best friend from high school.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be getting to actually work with my best friend of 15 years.
Yeah. Yeah, that's super cool. I think that's awesome. Good stuff.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that made me think of something, but I can't think of what it was.
No.
Oh, I got Cat 6 wiring
Oh,
in my
yeah.
house.
That's cool.
It's great. I went from 70 megabits down to 700 megabits down.
Slightly better. 100 times better.
Well, 10 times better,
Yeah,
but still.
10 times, whatever.
Because like we're paying for 700 down, and like the computers downstairs all get that.
Right.
But we didn't have any. I wasn't going to run like a 1,000-foot Ethernet cable, and
Yeah.
tape it to the ceiling and run it up the stairs. Like that wasn't going to happen. So
No matter what, that's noticeable.
yeah. So I paid a professional to come. I spent almost $1,000
Yep.
to have a professional come and install some Cat 6
Hey,
wiring.
guess what? I'm about to do the same thing.
Yep.
I'm going to also call those people and have them do it at my house.
Yep.
Because my wife needs an office and I need a possible streaming room.
Yeah.
So, hey, there you go. What? A streaming room?
I think I
happen.
probably
It's
mentioned
gonna
the
happen.
last episode, but I've got an RTX 3060. I got it for under
Yeah.
$400. So I'm
That's sweet.
I'm just about ready to stream.
Yeah. Sweet.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm growing a wish list
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. You need a computer.
Yep.
We
I
need
do
to do
need
a
a computer.
We need to do a PC building stream.
Build stream. That'd be fun. We could record it. Why not?
Yeah, we could.
It's possible. Look out for that. Maybe.
Bonus
Probably
content, maybe.
not. Maybe. Probably not. Who knows?
Yeah.
You'll have to wait and find out.
We've
You know
got
how?
like
No, don't say it.
we've got like 20 episodes to upload onto the YouTube channel.
What?
So
No, that's not real.
the YouTube channel is very far behind.
So you should go to our Twitter at the Brothers G Pod.
You sure should.
That's on Twitter.
Sure should.
You sure says she should. She shells on Twitter at the Brothers G Pod.
You can
go-
also follow our subreddit r/Brothers Game
Whoa.
Podcast.
Brothers Game, and you can follow us on Twitch. Even though we don't.
Well, we haven't posted anything yet, but stay
So-
tuned.
Good luck finding it.
Yeah.
But the profile exists,
Yeah.
and that's progress.
Yep.
So there you go. That's a podcast.
All right. Signing out.
I'm gonna go play Emerald.
Yep. Bye.